You are now listening to The Sports Nuts.
All right, and good evening, and welcome to a very special edition of the postgame show. Tonight, myself and Brian Pettit from the Tiger Stripes Media and the Sports Nuts Network is with me tonight, and we have a very special broadcast for you tonight. And this broadcast is in regards to, we're going to do a special NFL postgame, and we're also going to talk about some college football stuff that's going on. Lots to talk about in that realm of things. It keeps getting more and more drama-oriented with the Shamar Moore thing that's going on with Michigan. And of course, the coaching carousel keeps going and going. And we got bowl season here. We'll talk about the Army-Navy game that happened yesterday and a whole lot more all coming up right here on the post-game show special tonight, NFL. And also we are also part of the Sports Nuts Network, which I want to thank Brandon Keeler for having us on the Sports Nuts Network. Now, all RW Media Productions sports programming will now be on the Sports Nuts Network as well. During the week, we are on 95.5 KFCE in Terrell, Texas, Tiger Nation Live in Texas, Oklahoma, Missouri, 93.3 KJR in Seattle, and the Hawaii Sports Radio Network. I want to say aloha. We're not on tonight, but we will be later on. They're going to they'll put the show on at a later time. 107.5 FM, The Ticket, Montgomery, Alabama. AM 610 KNML, Albuquerque, New Mexico. And soon to be coming to 105.5 FM, The Roar in Easley, South Carolina, and WGR 550 AM in Buffalo, New York. And we're also, during the week, we are also in some of the lower 48, the USA, Hawaii, the American Samoa, Iceland, Italy, Dubai, Russia, England, Scotland, Ireland, Japan, Greece, Africa, Finland, Sweden, and many, many more. So I just want to let everyone know as well, when you tune into all Sports Nut shows on the network here, please remember we are all over the place here as far as this goes. All right. Okay. Brian, some injury news tonight to confirm. Bad news for the Kansas City Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes he has tore his ACL and is waiting to see if, as ESPN has reported that as well. Several other reports have come out. Brandon Keeler, I want to thank him for giving us that information. And also Michael Parsons is hurt as well. Two key players for two good teams that are going to be out for the rest of the season. TJ Watt for the Steelers will not be playing Monday night. He was in the hospital this week, had surgery on his lung. He had a partially collapsed lung. So with three players of major proportion that are out, and we're going to find out how 44-year-old Phillip Rivers did today as well. You're probably sitting there wondering why I'm dressed like this. I'm dressed like this on purpose because I want to show you, and I'm going to put this up, the screen up a little bit better here. Here we go. Wait a minute. Let me find that. There it goes. Right there. Now look at this. I got my new RW Media Productions, well, you can call them beanie hat or ski hat or whatever you want to call them, or tassel cap, whatever your meaning is. But this is my new RW Media hat. And I'm wearing the sweater here because, believe it or not, I was telling Brian before we came on the air, there's been some records broken this year in Ocean City, Maryland, and I live a little bit outside of it in Berlin. The records are that this past spring, we had the wettest spring in the history of Ocean City with the most rain. And now we've had the coldest temperatures that have happened recently. And last year they had the most snowfall, even after they had a foot of snow a few years back. They still had more snow last year than they did ever. So some records are getting broken around here. And so, Brian, introduce yourself. Hello, welcome, and thank you for being part of the show tonight on our special NFL postgame and college talk. Go ahead. College football.
And it's been a wonderful weekend, you know, being at the Christmas party this weekend. So we had a lot of fun. Pensman came down from all the way from Pennsylvania. So we had fun with him and his wife, Brandon's. So we had a fun-filled, fun time. We watched Bobby Knight, which is Brandon, a.k.a. Brandon, coach. He did a good job. So not so good for his team, but, you know, they put a good effort into the game. So it's been a wild wind weekend. I'm kind of tired, so I just got finished fixing dinner for the kids and my wife and everything. So, but anyway, you can find me on Tiger Stripes Media. Also, Ralph, if anybody out there wants to get in touch with me, please do. My email address is Brian Pettit on radio for any of suggestions that you might want to find or anything else. So, something new, Ralph.
Okay, I want to bring some. I want to say some good news. I had a conversation on Friday with the station manager up at WWDB Radio. I'm on Wednesdays there from 3 to 4 p.m. Those of you who don't know or haven't, it's the Ralph Williams Show. Because what happened was, and I'll just talk briefly about it. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. The city of Pittsburgh has made me their forgotten son over the years. And so since they've decided that their media up there don't want me on weekdays, I decided to go to the city of brotherly love and get some loving. So I have. And I'm on Wednesdays from 3 to 4 p.m. I've only done 2 shows. The station manager's so impressed, he wants me on Monday through Friday. I'm working on doing that from 3 to 4 p.m. or possible slots. Okay? So Philly, you're going to get more of the Ralph Williams Show. And Pittsburgh, you'll get none of it during the week. I'm still on weekends at 12:50 The Answer. I want to thank them for letting me broadcast there as well. But for the Ralph Williams Show and the Sports Corner Radio Show. So, but we'll find out what goes on as we go further. But as of right now, it's looking pretty good that I might be on there Monday through Friday. So we're going to find out what's going on. All right. But it's just a conversation. I want to let everyone know, please pray for me that things start working for me in the media business, because it's been a rough one for a while. So, all right, let's go to our comments section first, Brian, before we get started here. As always, Scott Gillick, thank you. Pretty cool, man. There we go.
Yeah, right, he's Scott. One of my. Hey, Ralph, let me tell you a little secret about Scott Golick is one of my friends that me and him used to work together here in Greenville. So he's from Florida, but he's all over the place now. Him and his wife travel. So he's retired from cutting grass. So I just want to shout out to him. Thanks, Scott, for coming in, and I hope you have a Merry Christmas, man.
I like how he said he's retired from cutting grass.
He did. He retired from cutting grass.
Landscaping.
Landscaping.
They don't call it cutting grass anymore. Yeah. All right, Sports Nuts. It's confirmed Patrick Mahomes done for the season, and for most of next year, also torn ACL. Oh my. Wow.
That's big news. That's huge news.
And then there's Brian says hello to everybody. All right, Brian. And then we got Scott Gulick again. Congratulations. Thank you, Scott. And then also Brian, thank you, Scott. And then also banners for Sports Nuts. Yes, I got you. It'll be up there, Brandon. Sorry about that. Hang on a minute. Let me go into there we go. Watch this now. Ready? Here it goes.
2, 4, 3.
Boom. Go. There it is. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now let's move on to something else here. Whoop, pushed the wrong button again. Happens every time. Oh, well.
You're good.
All right, here we go. We got to pay a couple bills first, too, before we even get started here. But let's get through this here.
Money.
All right. Suspect watch exploded. Hello. Oh, I don't know how your watch exploded, but that's fine. Michael Parsons, according to Green Bay Packers, most likely torn his ACL. He did that. Devontae Adams injured his hamstring, done for the season. Wow, we got a lot of key players, Brian.
I know we do. We got a lot.
This is turning into a MASH unit, as I always say. You know what I mean?
Hey, they should have arrested some people, but, Ralph, as we've been talking about I
got to give credit to Sean Payton, and I don't give too much credit to a lot of people, but I do to him. He's got this Denver Bronco team, they're 11-2 now or something. So, I mean, I can't believe how much they've.
We don't need that one.
Yeah, I know that one comes up all the time.
And the next one we don't need either.
Yeah, and this one too. Thank you, Brian, for helping me out here.
No problem.
All right, on. All right, there we go. All right, yes, we know we're on. Thank you, but thank you for participating. We're on the Sports Nuts Network, Tiger Stripes Network, Pensman Sports. We're also on my Facebook and YouTube channels. And I got to tell you, it's great to be working with the Sports Nuts and the network as well. I'm so happy to be part of it, and excited, ecstatic, the whole 9 yards as well. All right, Brian, let's get started with this here today. It's been a MASH unit kind of day here. Mahomes, Adams, Michael Parsons, We'll find out what happens later tonight for the game tonight. The Cowboys are playing tonight. We will find out if there's going to be any more MASH unit stuff going on tonight as well. As soon as I find, there we go. All right, having some issues here with the matter of computers, man. It happens every time, you know.
Yeah.
All right,
also, Ralph, don't forget we got the 2026 National Football League important dates coming up too.
Actually, yes, we have that we're going to do, and we also want to congratulate the Mendoza kid from Indiana. He won the Heisman last night.
Yes, sir.
And I'm glad he did, because I'm going to tell you.
Oh, I'm
going to tell you what, he deserved it. Indiana is going to be moving on to the national championship. I took him against Ohio State, and I was right again. And I want to tell you a little story about Shamar Moore. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
I used to have my Sports Corner show on a station in outside of Pittsburgh in Beaver County Radio.
Mm-hmm.
The general manager there, I'm not going to mention his name because I don't want to hear from him. All right. You said my name on the air and didn't tell me. You know, whatever. I don't want to hear it. Yeah, exactly. I don't need the riot act. So anyway, he is a big Michigan fan because he went to Michigan. He's an alum. You go in his office, he's got a helmet in there. He's got pictures of Jim Harbaugh. He's got one of the pennant flags. He's got the whole Michigan thing. Wears a shirt, you know, that kind of thing. All right.
Yeah, I got it.
And I told him when Jim Harbaugh left to go to the Chargers that Shamar Moore was not going to work out for Michigan. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. I said, oh, I don't? Okay. You know, so, and now I'm right, and he was wrong. And he has egg on his face. I don't. So there you go. I just want to let everyone know that. Yeah. And if you ask Smoking Jim Frazier, my co-host on Sports Corner, he'll tell you 90% of the time I'm usually right. So, you know, and for him to even specify that. But I want to say congratulations today on Thursday night to the Atlanta Falcons. They beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers by 1 point. And Tampa Bay Buccaneer land, they want Todd Bowles fired. I mean, they've been screaming for him to be fired.
Well, it's like what I was telling Brandon. I was like, this was funny. Is he went outside to play he was talking to somebody, and I told him to stay outside because they were actually coming back. And Brandon didn't see some of the interception and made a good run. He just saw the field goal at the last second. And I told him, and he said, I think you need to stop watching the Falcons for a while because they were actually playing good when I was watching them, and he was missing it all. So, you know, that's just one of the experiences that we had on Friday night, you know, or Thursday.
Oh, yeah.
Excuse me. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, hang on a minute.
Or Saturday, excuse me. Or whenever they
played. I got to do something here. There we go. All right. I got a little discombobulated today. I've been behind the 8 ball all day long. So, you know.
Oh, you're good.
But you know what? I always survive, you know, so it's the way it is. Okay. First, we got to pay a couple bills here, which I almost forgot about as well.
Pay the bills.
That's right. These folks pay the bills, man. Advertising pays the bills. You can be part of it as well.
That's right.
So, and don't forget about that as well. And let me do this as well, too. Sports Nuts. There you go. I forgot about that. The ticker take. All right.
All right. Got it now.
Yeah, we got it right now. There we go. And all right, we're in the Mata Heating and Air Conditioning Studios here at Studio 10 in Berlin, Maryland. 724-201-0500. Mata Heating and Air Conditioning, Western Pennsylvania's biggest or best air conditioning and heating company. They not only provide you with that, but how about snow melt? You'll need that right now. I heard 3 to 6, 6 to 12 inches. Western Pennsylvania's getting hammered with snow. Don't slip and fall going into your house. Call Mata today. They have snow melt, and they also have UV lighting so you could see going into your house, and you don't slip and fall or whatever.
Yeah, Ralph, don't get caught in that winter weather up there in Pennsylvania.
Oh, my gosh.
It's going to be cold, so you definitely need the heat. So Go to Mata. Yeah, you need that.
Yeah, call Mata, 724-201-0500, Mata Heating and Air Conditioning. And also, Mike Dotson Realty, Ocean City, Maryland. Look, don't get burned. Call Mike today. All right, 410 area code, 596-1681. If you're coming to Ocean City in 2026, my suggestion to you is to give Mike a call and get a short-term rental because the hotel rates are going up. They have just passed a tax for a 1% increase in taxes in the hotel tax. So that means the rates will be going up. You'll have to take out a loan to come to Ocean City, and I don't want to see you doing that or mortgaging your house or whatever. So, all right, let's get started here, Brian. Again, let's get back to that. We have to pay a couple bills. And so we're also on my new Facebook page here with the Sports Nuts. We're on that page as well, which is on my regular page right now. So if you just click it, and you can respond to this as well. Let's go into the scores here a little bit. Falcons, as we mentioned, 29. Buccaneers, 28 on Thursday night on Amazon. Now, listen, I'm hearing stories now that Amazon may be, or NFL may be canceling this contract. There's not a lot of people watching on Amazon because a lot of people don't have the subscription to Amazon. I do not, okay? But I do have YouTube TV. So, but I don't have Amazon. So, and I don't choose to get it. So, you know what? I pay enough as it is, and I don't choose to get it. So, you know what? I don't have it. So, but a lot of people are not watching it. And I want to bring up something real quick here. I know this isn't a wrestling show, but WWE is getting the same slack from Netflix because Raw ratings are going down. So, there's a lot with these streaming services. Another wrestling company called TNA has gotten away from Access TV because the streaming services, some of their stuff is going down. So I just want to let you know as well. Okay, breaking news. Micah Parsons has torn his ACL. Thank you, Brandon Keeler. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
So it's official. Packers posted he tore his ACL. Thank you, Brandon. Appreciate it. Much appreciated. Thank you. All right. Raiders, the Raiders, they lost to the Eagles. Well, you know what? Everybody Wednesday will be happy in Philly. I told them that the Eagles won 31-9, or nothing actually, 0. Big goose egg for the Raiders. I heard something about a guy named Kenny Pickett started a quarterback. I don't know if that's true or not, but we'll see. All right, Chargers 16. I caught the tail end of this game. Chiefs 13. Boy, how the mighty have fallen, huh, Brian?
Yeah, well, I think that was their they won last week, or did they lose? I think they lost last week.
Yeah.
This is unmarked territory for the for
the Kansas City Chiefs.
The Chiefs. I mean, this is unbelievable. I mean, since I've like covered, the NFL from all my life, I've actually never seen the Chiefs go down as hard as they have,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they have really.
Well, you know what? This is the first time since 2014 they will not be in postgame.
Yeah.
I find that information
that's
out.
That's unreal that they do that now. I mean,
I know.
I just think there's something wrong. Maybe I think they've got distracted over the years, and I think they haven't drafted as well as they thought they have. And Mahomes.
I'm gonna tell you who got the who made the distraction. All right.
Okay.
Shake it up. Shake it up, shake it up, shake it up.
Who says that? Yeah, her.
Taylor Swift. Yeah.
I think
Swifties and all that distraction. But you know what, though? I said this before, and I'll say it again. I've been on national podcasts. I said it. People didn't believe me. I said they're going to have a new audience, and that's Taylor Swift Swifties. No matter what she does, no matter where she goes, everybody goes. So that gives Kansas City Chiefs a new audience. But you know what? How many people of that audience are interested in football? I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But now Kansas City Chiefs have, but I think that luster's going away. I'm hearing rumors today. I heard on national broadcast that perhaps Travis Kelce might be retiring at the end of the year and get married to Taylor Swift. And, he'll probably get a broadcasting job making $30 million a year,
Oh, yeah, totally.
Or he'll travel around with Taylor Swift, shake hands with people, sign autographs. So,
do all that fun stuff.
That's right. Might as well have fun while you can. I always have fun. I love it.
I know, exactly. I wish I could do that. Just go around the. Hey, by the way, I didn't win the lottery last night, so we were way off.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
I think somebody won the $3 million, and then I think two people won, and actually somebody won it in Pennsylvania, the $3 million today, and I think four people won it in the $1 million, but nobody hit the big one. So
I didn't hit it. In fact, I haven't played it in a while, and I need to start getting back into my normal routine.
Yeah.
Every week I was playing Powerball and Mega Millions, and I got to get familiar with the lottery system down here. I won on some scratch offs down here. I won about $100, but nothing huge. All right, Jaguars 48, Jets 20. Wow, jeez.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this too. Where I actually watched this game. And I'll tell you what, Trevor Lawrence looks. I mean, with that offense, I know they played the Jets, but he's come out, and also I didn't realize this, that he actually set his single what is it, single high, 5
Right.
touchdowns a day, and that's remarkable from him because everybody thought that he would not be. Yeah, this is his stat. Trevor Lawrence went 20 for 32, 330 yards, 5 touchdowns, and no interception. And his highest R, R, RT was 137.7. So
Wow.
that just gives you some of the stats that he did today. Like they had 24 first downs, they had net yards as 438 yards. It was just unbelievable. ETN, I mean, Trevor Lawrence led the day with rushing for 5 attempts for 51. His longest was a 10, average 10, 1 touchdown, and then ETN 12 attempts for 32 yards and no touchdowns. So
Well, he
that's
had to pass the ball more or less because the running game wasn't working. The Jets do have a reasonable defense. I mean, this is the first time this year I think they've been practically blown out like this, I believe. But their defense has kept them in some games.
But that was a pretty good game, though.
Oh, yeah. All right. AFC North, Bears, 31. Browns, 3. Browns are done. I think Kevin Stefanski's going to get fired. And, I think personally, if I'm the Pittsburgh Steelers, which I'm not, and if it was me and I was the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, I'd scoop Stefanski up faster than you can shake a stick before the ink's even dry on his contract running out or whatever, okay? Because but it will not happen. And you get all these people out here. We have our friend Pensman who says that they should hire Chip Kelly. They also said because of Will Howard. I said they should hire Kitchens, because he stepped down from the North Carolina Tar Heels. Okay. Yeah. So Kitchens would be a great offensive coordinator for the Steelers. But wait a minute. I'm sorry. I got so much on my plate that I forgot. Mike Tomlin wants yes men, and Kitchens is not a yes man, and neither is Stefanski. So to see that in Pittsburgh, you will not. Arthur Smith will continue to be there unless Art Rooney II goes down and taps on Mike Tomlin's door and says, I want him out of here, like he did Matt Canada and Joey Porter Sr. So, all right. Okay, here we are. Rams, 41, Lions, 34. Now I have Jeremy Ballrick from Huddle Sports Network and the Kneecap Biting podcast coming on because the Steelers play the Lions next Sunday. The Lions in Detroit. The Lions, how the mighty have fallen. Look at this now. I said this to everybody on national podcasts, on shows, that I want to see how Dan Campbell survives without his top-notch coordinators. And now I heard he's calling plays, and it looks like he's his going for it on fourth down. The gambler mentality is starting to really, So there you are. All right, Carolina odds to win the division after today, 12% in playoffs, 21%, according to Adam Schefter. Thank you, Brandon Keeler. All right, also, so glad to see New England loss. Remember all 28-3 junk. Well, 21. It was 21-0, and that's all we got to say. There you go.
Yep.
Mike Vrabel's done a pretty decent job up there. He's got Josh McDonough, I call him. Well, when he's a head coach, but Josh McDaniels is a good offensive coordinator. But anyway, Josh McDaniel is their offensive coordinator there. He's got May, and going pretty well there. And but they lost today. They blew it. They had a 21-0 lead, and they blew it. So we'll get to that in a minute. All right, later on tonight, Vikings versus the Cowboys. Brian, who are you taking in this one? I'm taking the Cowboys at home. The Vikings, they don't look too good.
I'm thinking I'm taking Dallas. I mean, that hurts.
Yeah, I'm not a Dallas fan. I can't stand Dallas.
Yeah,
I've never liked Dallas, but you know what? The reality is the Vikings are terrible. I think so. They can't move the football. They're just, and they have good wide receivers. Justin Jefferson. They have Jordan Addison, who should be a Pittsburgh Steeler. And but anyway, that's a long story short. The short of it. But anyway, they have some weapons, but JJ McCarthy's struggling, gets hurt all the time, and some other stuff. So I'm taking the Cowboys here.
Oh, I'm definitely taking them.
All right, final score: Seahawks 18, the Colts 16. The return of Phillip Rivers. How about that, guys? The return of Phillip Rivers, guys and gals. How about that, huh? Oh, wait a minute. I got to do this one here. Here we go.
Do it.
Yeah, I have to do that because who would have ever thought 44-year-old grandfather, he's a grandfather, believe it or not. And I heard he has 10 kids, which is probably why he came back. And now he's got grandkids. He's got to fork out more money. So, anyway, nothing against anybody that has 10 kids. Please don't take it offensive. But, for somebody that has 10 kids, I think I would be playing at 44 years old too. So there you go.
I mean, right. Look at this stat. Hey, this is actually a normal quarterback.
Cowboys 28-10. Brandon says Brandon Keeler says that's going to happen. So
you think about this as a 40-something-year-old person that's playing football right now. I mean, Rivers, and you got
wow.
What's the name? But anyway, Rivers today 18 for 27 yards, 120 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. And he actually ran, but it was -5 today. So that's just what he ended up as stats. But still, I mean, you got to give him credit where credit's due.
Yeah, exactly.
He coaches
for a 44-year-old man who hasn't put the chin strap on and the helmet and got out there with the guys, not bad. I mean,
not bad. I mean, and you're only thinking about a couple of weeks that I don't think he had a week or 2 weeks with the football team. So, I mean, but it's like everybody said, he knows the playbook at the back of his hand because he runs the same offense and as a coaching ability as a head coach.
Well, here's the story that I found out that's pretty interesting, Brian, and you're not going to believe this.
Yeah.
The new ownership group, or I believe it's the continued family of Jim Irsay. I think his daughters or his sons or somebody that's taken over the team.
Uh-huh.
I hear a story that Shane Steichen may be on his way out because they want their own coach, just like anybody else that comes in fresh. They want their own coach. Steichen had this team going at the beginning, and now all of a sudden they're starting to fall. So it's like a domino effect. Everybody's starting to fall and do what they're going to do. Yeah,
exactly.
But Seahawks doing real good with Mike McDonald down there. Oh, McDonald had a team, E-I-E-I-O, and on his team, he has Sam Darnold, E-I-E-I-O. So there you go. All right. 49ers 37, Titans 24. Titans are a mess. Stories are, Brian, I don't know if you heard some of the rumors of who's going to be the head coach there. I don't even really know. Robert Butler, who puts on the Sports Scope podcast every night at 8:00. He don't even know. I mean, it's a mystery right now who's going to be the head coach there. Would you take that job, Brian, if you had an opportunity to get it or not? Would you take that job?
Yeah. I don't know if I would or not.
I'll tell you who would be good for that job. Kevin Stefanski. If he gets fired from Cleveland, you know what I mean? He's an offensive mind. Cam Ward needs some direction. And I know what you're saying. Cleveland stinks anyway. I don't care if you had.
Well, you could go. For passing for Ward, I think there's still. It's a great city. Don't get me wrong. I've been there a million times.
I heard Nashville's very nice.
Yeah, it's very nice. It's not a bad place, but you got to bring back some You got to bring back some good players. Their offensive line. You got to get some quarterback. You got to get some defense. Realistic, it's the whole team.
Exactly.
You have to have, with a good coach, you got to have good, offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, offensive line. You've got to go out there.
Yes, amen, Brandon. Yeah. Amen. So good, Brian.
You have to do a lot of things,
Right. You do, exactly. It's going to take some work to build. Rome wasn't built in a day. I've been told that. I've said that.
Also, I heard this. I think that I've heard that Tennessee is actually building a new stadium.
I did hear that. Cleveland's going to get a dome. It's going to be outside of Cleveland, so you can't say mistake on the lake anymore. All right. Chicago supposedly is looking at a dome. to replace Soldier Field. That talk has been going around Chicago.
Yeah.
There you go. Brandon says, "I'll coach."
Yeah, Brandon.
Hey, Brandon would do a darn good job of coaching.
Oh, he knows plays back of his hands.
Hey, Brandon, you want I'll tell you what, since you're a basketball coach, you want to coach the Pitt women's basketball team? They got blown out again today by Clemson.
Oh, really?
So,
yeah, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, Clemson, I think, blew them out today.
Yeah.
So they need some help. They haven't been good since Agnes Baronato was the coach. And then they had Susie McConnell-Ciro, who coached the Minnesota WNBA team, took them to a championship one season, and then got fired. And then she was in the Olympic team. She coached the Olympic, was an assistant with the Olympic team. Now she's working with her husband. He's a coach at Mount Lebanon High School, and she helps him out. And so I think she coaches the girls' team there, or as an assistant or something. But she coached at Pitt and didn't do anything. Coached at Duquesne, did a really good job. I just don't know what's going on with this women's basketball team, but they haven't been good since Agnes Baronato. So, and I will say they had the opportunity to coach against that famous woman, that Pat Summitt, I believe her name is, from Tennessee. Yep. Pitt got to play Tennessee with Summitt in a Final Four or 8 game or something like that.
Pat Summitt was a good coach.
She was. She was. Sure. Brandon said absolutely good. Why don't you call up University of Pittsburgh and ask to speak to Alan Green, who is the athletic director there.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, there, 78-33. There's the score.
Well, that was a blowout.
Brandon. Yeah, that was. And Pitt's women's basketball team again hasn't been good since Agnes Baronato, and and that's it. I mean, it's just been terrible. So. All right, it says, so according to ESPN, Yahoo Sports, 24/7 Sports, and Fox Sports, Carolina has a 3% chance to win the division, 8% chance to make the playoffs. You know what, Carolina, I got to give Dave Canellis a lot of credit. He has beaten some good teams. It's just that he's come up short when he should. It's just been Carolina's been one of those teams that's better to be lucky than good. They haven't been good, but they've gotten lucky because the other team screwed up. That's what I call it's better to be lucky than good. Steelers have been involved in that many times. All right, Brandon. I'm sorry. Oof, man. Yeah, thank you, Brandon. All right, Brian. Yeah, thank you. Tomorrow night, Miami Dolphins versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. What do you think, Brian? What's your thought process? Give me a score for this game tomorrow.
If I'm going to say this, I don't know what's going to happen because I don't know how Miami's been playing better, but Pittsburgh has been giving some games away on defense.
Yes, they have. Yes,
and
now P.J. Watt's not playing, which
that kind of concerns me there. Yeah. And also, Pittsburgh has got to stop doing the crazy plays that they always do. Stop getting penalties.
Yes.
That's their main thing.
Yes.
If they get, and Ralph, I kind of look back. If you got more than 5 penalties, you're not going to win the game for them. If you have more than 10, if you have more than 10 for 65 yards, you're not going to win. You got to keep it below 10 at least flags. You can't just go out there and then they make mistakes when they go. It's like I told Pensman last week. They take 3 steps forward, 1 step back, 3 steps forward, then they go back 4 steps.
Yes,
and that's the way they're doing. Yeah. And I think it's going to be a close game, and I think Miami could pull it out of here by a field goal or 2. You just never know.
Yeah, that could happen.
Because if they win, if Pittsburgh wins tomorrow, then the coach might just stay there. Tomlin they might say, okay, well, he could stay here and wins the big games, but no, you want a Super Bowl out of Pittsburgh
with Bill Cowher's players, and then when he added most of his own the following year, he couldn't beat Green Bay, and Green Bay had 5th and 6th string backups in there at their defensive backfield, and we couldn't score. Yep. I mean, that's right there. Okay.
And you can't give it the big plays. You can't.
No, you can't do that. No, you can't. Down the middle, they're real atrocious. Down the middle, they don't. But tomorrow we got Nick Herbig filling in for T.J. Watt tomorrow. Those of you who don't know, T.J. Watt was diagnosed with a First, they said it was a small, tiny hole in his lung. Then they took him to the hospital and found out that he has a partially collapsed lung, and they had to do immediate surgery. He's still in the hospital. He had surgery on Friday, and so TJ Watt will not play, despite the fact that Tom Brady came on the air and said he's a Watt. He'll play, he'll do this, and this. And I said, Tom, I don't know. You must have taken too many hits in your lifetime, but I don't see somebody that has, even though Hines Ward played after an appendectomy. I mean, I get that, but you know what? TJ Watt's not going to come out of a hospital bed with a collapsed lung after surgery and play football. Come on.
Oh, no. He'd be really crazy if he did that, because that's just
yeah.
If he gets hurt again right there, then it's going to be citizen, and it could be death threat. Not death threat, but it could be life threatening.
No, absolutely, it could be a life threatening injury.
Yeah.
We don't even know it. His career could be over. We don't know that.
Yeah,
I'm going to do a Mike Tomlinism here.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm not a medical professional. I'm just a head coach. I'm just a talk show host here. I'm not a medical professional, so I can't say that but it could happen. I mean, that's a partially collapsed lung is something you don't joke around with. That's
and think about this too. While we're going on here, Ralph, think about next year. Is it going to cause him effect for next year?
Exactly.
Is this a career-ending? Could this be a career-ending
injury? Right. And the Steelers are at $40 million with him because they're giving him big money. They just gave him a brand new contract after he cried. He still had 1 year left. I said it to the Steelers directly through some friends of mine that sources I have. Tell Art II this. Let him play his contract out for 1 year and show me something. Show me you can do better than Myles Garrett. Show me something. All right? It's sad shame that a guy like Myles Garrett, who plays for a bad team like Cleveland, is having a better year than TJ Watt. And that's sad. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
And TJ Watt has not performed up to the level of the money that he's being paid. Cam Hayward the same way. They should have just said to him, okay, you want more money, Cam? After last year, they gave him a brand new contract. Then he cried and whined and complained. And I said, you know what? That's just, and then he's going to go and complain, and say, I want more money. Okay.
Yeah,
well, you know what? Again, Art II, here we go. Give the players whatever they feel like and forget everything else.
Yeah.
Okay. You could have took that money, and what you could have done was you could have went out and got 5 more players that could have contributed more than what Watt has done this year. And I don't want to hear about double teams and triple teams, because there's been rookies that have come out of retirement from bagging groceries that have done better against TJ Watt than any All-Pro. So I don't want to hear nothing.
Hey, Ralph, have you noticed that in the last last 4 years?
Yes.
Have you noticed this trend that we're going to whine about let's say you're the biggest player, you're MVP and all this. Yeah, I'm going to give you a contract. But in the last couple years, if you give a guy a big contract like some of these big players are, have you noticed after signing a year,
right,
or not even a year, 6 months after they sign a contract, they get hurt and career ending?
They do, yes. Look at Micah Parsons. Green Bay stuck with his salary now. When they made that trade. So now you got to. I don't know what the Cowboys are paying, but let's take a look at Micah Parsons for a minute. How about Mahomes?
Yeah,
he's out for the year and could be out for next year. How about J.J. McCarthy's on a rookie contract. The Minnesota Vikings, they don't have to eat very much. But what I'm saying is the Cowboys, the Packers, the Chiefs, and now the Steelers got to eat it. And I mean, that's
Yeah, and we can go all the way back to Deshaun Watson when let's say he didn't have the scandal and all that.
Yes.
But look about him.
Yes, Brian, thank you. Yes.
He did that big thing of the big contract, and what happened? He got hurt, and now he's out for he was out for 2 years, and let's just see if he can come back next year.
Brian, this is for you because you said about the Deshaun Watson.
Okay.
So there you go. All right.
Yeah, there you go.
That's for you. Awesome. Because I forgot about Deshaun. I almost forgot about Deshaun.
Yeah, it just seems that more and more people, when you get a contract, if I was an owner and I'm going to sign this
We're
contract,
going to play out your contract. I
we
want
gotta
to
play
see
it.
something. I
Yeah,
want to see something.
you see something.
That's what I want to see.
But when you sign this big contract, you don't need to be signing it for 15 years, 10 years.
Yeah,
Sign
exactly.
it for 3 year where it's kind of like, okay, 3 years. I mean, okay, you got, and this is how I look at it. When you're coming as a rookie, you're 21. Let's say you're 20 what? 24 coming out of college. Is that right?
Yeah, I would
21?
say so. Yeah.
Okay, 24.
Yeah.
All right. Now you're 28. It's your 4-year contract.
Right.
At the end of the rookie season, if you're good. Now you're 28. Now your longevity in the NFL is only 30-something years old.
Well, yeah, 38's the average age, I would say.
Yeah.
Probably
So
anywhere between. And
yeah.
running backs, Brian, they're leaving after
Yeah.
6 to 8 years. They're getting out because they
Oh,
don't
I
want
know.
to get their bodies beaten up. I don't blame them.
No.
And
But
if you
you gotta
bank your money right, you can
Yeah.
do it.
Well-
I mean, it's as simple as that. I mean, it's not,
Well, you got to think about this. If you take a person and you think about injuries all their
Right.
life, if you take one college player, okay, you got hurt in high school, college, pros now. You got to look
Right.
at their timeline of what they had because their muscles going to get weaker as they get older.
right.
Their bodies are going to get sore more. Their bones can
Yes.
get brittle. You can't just go in there and go, all right, I'm 35 years old. I'm going to go be the best. You got to look at longevity.
Yeah, an athlete's age for retirement's 40 years old because when you hit 40, if you look it up, I know a guy who once was a nurse, who told me that once you reach 40 years old, your bone structure changes, your stamina changes, and things happen differently for you. He said that's why a lot of athletes, when they're 40 years old, they're done, most of them.
Yeah.
And then those that stay, they end up getting injuries quick, hard to heal. I know wrestlers that have, that are in their 40s and early 50s that are having trouble healing from injuries and end up leaving because of that. And it's difficult. They take maybe a year, 2 years to heal. And it's a big problem. It's a big thing. And, and these players, I get you want to get the money you want to get, but the teams have got to start cracking down. Again, like I said, if I'm the ownership of the Steelers, I'm telling T.J. Watt and Cam Hayward, show me something. Show me. Tell me you can sack somebody 10 times this year, or 20 or 30 sacks. Show me something. Show me you're going to tackle and not just tackle for sacks. I saw T.J. Watt tackle a couple running plays last week and almost fell out of my wheelchair because he normally, all he's looking for is the sack. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So, and you can't have what they call one-trick pony players like that are, that are like that. You're supposed to, your job is to do whatever. And I know at times he led the league one year and batted down passes. Where's that this year? You know what I mean? I mean, it's amazing what I'm seeing out of this whole thing with these big money players, and now they're all mash unit now. It's really bad. All right. Let's wrap this part up. Our of the NFL post game here that we've done today, and this has been brought to you in part by North American Millwright Construction and Contracting. Now, North American Millwright services Maryland, Delaware, but they also service Pennsylvania, West Virginia, and Virginia. So and also New Jersey. So give them a call today at 410, and that number is 410-388. 9870. Tell them Ralph Williams sent you. North American Millwright Construction and Contracting. They did work on my house. You check my social media platforms. I will be putting their banner up as well as pictures of what they've done to my home. They did a very super job, and they're still doing work on my house. They're doing some other things going on. But North American Millwright, if I didn't think they were good, I wouldn't say anything about them here. So call them today. Very bonded. Great contracting, construction. They won't rip you off. They won't take you to the cleaners. That number again is 410-388-9870. North American Millwright Construction and Contracting. All right, Brian. Any final thoughts before we wrap this portion up of the post game show, NFL post game / college football talk?
No, all I got to do.
We're going to
is,
intertwine 2 shows today. There you go.
yeah.
Intertwine.
What I was going to do is go over some of these big announcements for the 26th National Football League.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about that. Go ahead and do that.
Yeah. I'll go do that. Let me load it real quick here. These are. Let me get it here. All right, here we go. All right, hang on 1 second here. We'll do this real quick.
All right, the game is
Ralph,
kicked
there you
off.
go.
There we go.
There is. I'm just going to read this really quick here.
Go ahead.
This came out yesterday. This is the schedule for next year for the important dates, I believe.
Okay.
Let me see here. Let me see if it comes up. Okay, here we go. All right, now as you can see it now. All right, starting off January the 5th, clubs will begin signing free agents, players for the 2026 season, including players from the CFL. Clubs may exercise fifth-year option of four players selected in the first of the 2023 NFL draft. All right, January the 7th begins at 4:00 p.m. New York time on Wednesday following the final regular season. Weekend rosters are frozen for clubs participating in the postseason with limited expectations. All right, January the 14th, deadline for college players who are underclassmen to apply for special eligibility. Now, from January the 27th to February the 8th, East and West Shrine Ford Central at Star Fresco, Texas, the Senior Bowl, and then you got the Pro Bowl, and then you got the Super Bowl at Levi Stadium. So that's between January and February the 8th. March the 3rd, prior to 4:00 p.m., that's New York time, deadline for clubs to franchise or traditional players. March 11th, the 2000 league year and free agent signing period begins at 4:00 p.m. New York time. Trading prior to 2026 begins at 4:00 New York time. After expansion of all 2025 contracts, the first day of the 2026 league starts. And there's another one. Oh, went back one. Let me get that back up here. Come on back. All right, we just did that one. Ran it too quick. All right, you can see the dates. April the 20th, clubs are returning head coaches for there being off-season workout programs, which is I thought that was kind of early. Didn't you think, Ralph, on that one?
Yes, absolutely. It is.
I think that's kind of early, I think.
Yeah. Well, they have voluntary workouts. They start like in
Yeah.
Right after the draft, I think, or even before that, March, I think they have
Because
them.
you think about it, from the 20th to the 23rd, they do their off-season workout. And then you got the 23rd and 25th of April, the NFL draft, Pittsburgh. And then May the 1st, a deadline for clubs to exercise fifth-year option for player selection in the first round of the 2023 draft. May 1st through the 4th, or maybe May the 11th, clubs may elect hold their 1 3-day post-draft rookie minicamps and Friday through Sunday or Saturday through Monday on one of the 2 weekends following the draft. And also during that week, rookie football development program begins. And then May the 13th and 17th, NFLPA rookie primary, Las Vegas. Then they got the spring meeting from the 19th to the 20th of May. And then 8 June, they are rookies regarding programs to be held individually clubs. And Ralph, that's pretty much, of what that does, for that.
Oh, yeah.
That's just some of the things that they're doing this year,
Oh, absolutely. I agree 100%. And I really appreciate you bringing that on here, because that's good news for everyone to, that you're bringing attention to the events that are going on in the National Football League.
And some of the subjects that will change, there's more on their website, but I just found that out today or yesterday when I got the email. So I was just letting everybody know there's some of the dates, but as we go along, that's just some of the updating things that that's going on.
All right, great. Now we're going to get switch some gears here. We're going to go into our college football talk. And tonight we have a lot to talk about. Fernando Mendoza is the new Heisman Trophy winner from the University of Indiana. There you go. I want to give that to him. And also this. There we go. Yeah. All right. So, for Fernando Mendoza, I think he deserves it, Brian. And I hope that the Pittsburgh Steelers next year, being that they're hosting the draft and need a quarterback,
there's a lot
trade up and go get him. That's what I would do if I was for this guy. I watched him play with Indiana. This guy can play football, and he's adorable. I watched him get sacked real bad and come back into the game. He was hurt a little bit and then come back in and play. This guy can play football. So
and I picked it early on your show last couple weeks ago that I think Indiana can win this, win it now. They just can't trip up. Now it's, it's like I said, you got 4 games. Okay, right. You're 0-0, and you don't have a loss. You better win the last 4 games.
Right. Well, they have possession of the football, so it's time for them to take and run it with it. So that's
as a coach, I would say, hey, game 1 of 4, let's go, and no holding back now, because by now you can't hold it back. Of everything that you've done over the season, you can't hold it back. Whatever flies now. The whole saying goes: throw out the record books, throw out everything.
Exactly.
This is it. So
okay,
you do everything out of.
Okay, real quick here, sources, and this came from Brandon Keeler. Utah defensive coordinator Morgan Scaley has been finalized a deal to become the new head coach at Utah. As you know, Kyle Whittingham stepped down, and he's been there for a while, done a really good job with that program over the years, and so he will be the new head coach at Utah. And last night or yesterday was the Army-Navy game. I didn't check it out because I had other things I was doing, but I didn't check the game out at all. But I do know that Navy won by 1 point.
like they always do.
It was a dogfight.
Yeah, it's a dogfight. Let's just put it that way.
Exactly. Well, Army has a good defense, and Navy has an explosive offense. So with that, it just turned out that Army was able to shut their explosive offense down, and they had to struggle to win this game. So, but I'm glad. I'm happy for Navy that they won. So there you go. We'll give them that. And but it looked like it was a dogfight there, Brian. Did you check the game out? Were you able to?
I kind of checked out a little bit of it at the very end of it. So I mean, it was one of those things where you didn't know who was going to win, and it was just turnout that Army just couldn't put it together, and Navy just stopped them on the defensive drive.
Yes, exactly.
So
right.
I mean,
right.
It's the way they do it all the time, of
how
this game, last couple of years, it's been down to 2, 1 point, 3 points. So the last 4 years, it's been really close.
Yeah, it hasn't been a blowout, at times. We've
and also, I think on the announcers yesterday said something about its 2-year span that they haven't gone over 20 or something. I'd check that. I think it might be a 3 or 2 years that they haven't gone over 21 points yet.
Wow. At least it was a competitive game. I mean, it wasn't a blowout or nothing. And, but that's good to hear. It was a really good competitive game. All right.
And also, Ralph, on this too,
yes.
I like the tradition there. Me and Brandon and talked about tradition last week. This is the one that I would love.
This is the game that sticks and keeps going. Like Pitt and Penn State,
exactly.
They don't play each other anymore. You got Alabama, Auburn. You got some real good rivalries, and some of them have gone away. Like West Virginia used to play Marshall every year, and that was their rival. They don't play Marshall anymore. So
this is the rival that
play Penn State. They don't play Penn State anymore. So but this game is a consistent. It's always there. It's always
exactly.
This game.
And I like this. I always, since I've been alive, I've always tuned into this game. even though they have the tradition of the march, the singing, and everything, is this one of those things where I would love to go to this game and feel the tradition, And I
Oh
told
yeah.
Brendan that too.
Yep. Sports scores boss says the leads the Vikings 6-0 with 8:23 left in
Yep,
the
and they
first
kicked the
quarter.
field goal.
And I need to find out what's going on with George Pickens, my co-host on Sports Corner, Smoking Jim Frazier, is a big George Pickens fan, talks about him all the time. I think the Steelers made a mistake in trading him, because if you're going to trade somebody like that, you need to go out and find somebody to replace him that's like that. Okay, big names were there. Steelers didn't take him, didn't want to sign him, got cheap, gave too much money to TJ Watt and all these other players, and said, screw that. They don't have a solid second receiver, and it's biting them in the butt. So, there you are. So, and I want to see George Pickens succeed. I mean, he's done some of his normal tricks that he played when he was with the Steelers, arguing with the officials, shouting at the fans, beating up the popcorn vendor or whatever, you know what I mean? That kind of thing. I mean, just doing all kinds of crazy stuff. He's another Antonio Brown, more or less, but it's not as bad as Antonio Brown. At least he's not in jail. So,
yeah, exactly.
So, all right. I wanted to let everyone know we are now with the Sports Nuts Network, if you don't know, and we're simulcasted on there. We're now with the Sports Nuts Network. We're simulcasted on Tiger Stripes Media, Pensman Sports, and also want to thank Brandon Keeler for having us on now here on the Sports Nuts Network. And we're also during the week we're on 95.5 KFCE throughout Texas, and the Tiger Nation live in Texas, Oklahoma, Missouri, 93.3 FM, KGR in Seattle, and also the Hawaiian Sports Radio Network. This show will be up or put on at another time, but it's not live over the weekend. Just during the week, shows are live on these radio stations. But you want to tune in if you live in these areas, or get online, tune into their online platforms. 107.5 FM, The Ticket in Montgomery, Alabama. Also AM 610 KNML in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I want to say hello to all these folks out there that are tuning in right now here on social media. I also want to I got an email from Bob and Sarah up in Alaska. They live in the big time bush up in Alaska, and they're tuning in. They say, thank you, Ralph. It's great to hear that you're with the Sports Nuts Network. So there you go, Bob and Sarah up in Alaska. So, all right. And then soon to be coming to 105.5 The Roar in Easley, South Carolina, and WGR 550 AM in Buffalo, New York. So, hey, wait a minute. The Bills played today too, didn't they?
Yes, and they actually won. They came back and won.
Yeah, I didn't see
down
the
by
score
21.
And
Ralph,
yes,
Pensman has made it home safely.
Oh, great! All right, that's good for Pensman.
Yes,
some bad weather getting up in there, man.
Yeah, I know. So I was concerned about when you said that it was
absolutely
snowing up there. So glad you're home, Pensman. So,
oh yeah, so am I. I'm really pleased about that. We'll do this again. There you go. Yeah, thank you, Pensman. All right, God is good. So there you go. All right. Also, during the week, we're in countries in the lower 48 USA, Hawaii, American Samoa, Iceland, Italy, Dubai, Russia, England, Scotland, Ireland, Japan. Brian's son. How are you, Brian's son? All right, there you go. All right, Greece, Africa, Finland, Sweden, and many more. So check us out. My sister Jill tunes in. She lives in the UK. So there you go. Okay. I just want to let everyone know that as well.
Playoffs update. If Dallas loses, they are eliminated.
Eliminated. Wow.
Bye-bye. If they lose, they're eliminated. So, you know how that goes.
No, we'll see what happens tonight. They're only up 7-0. But Brian Flores has a good defense in Minnesota. Their offense, just for some reason, with that talent, can't move the football. So, and I think, Kevin O'Connell, I think, has egg on his face because he drafted J.J. McCarthy and thought that he was going to be it. Should have kept Sam Darnold for another season. Let him sit out. Like what like a lot of these folks should do, Brian, before we get back into the college talk here. A lot of football teams should do what I call, you ready for this? Brian Flores linked to Michigan. Hey, you know what? He'd be a good head coach there.
That would be a good one.
That would be a good hire. Michigan loves their defense. So you know what? That would be a great hire for them.
That would be an excellent because he is a good coach.
Yes, he is.
I mean,
Yes, he is.
that defense
That
would
would
be
be.
really strong.
And he wouldn't have to go far.
Yeah, no. Yeah. Wouldn't have to move.
He wouldn't have to
moving
uproot his family all that far. You know how that is. I mean, you know,
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah. So, but anyway, you know, so but Brian Flores linked to Michigan. That's a good that I'll tell you what, Michigan should just cancel everybody and hire him. I mean, I'm serious. They should.
Go to
That
it.
that
Hey,
would be, you know.
and
I'm waiting to
Pennsylvania State-
hear. I knew it. I knew we'd hear from Pensman. No, Brian, I'm going live tonight. Oh, okay. Great, Brian. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Good. Pensman's going live. So there
Okay,
you go.
good.
All
Not
right.
not going. Oh, he's not going live.
Not going live tonight.
Okay, not going live.
Well, he's tired from driving. I mean, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I get it. Not going live. There you go.
Not going. Yeah, there you go.
All right. There you go. So, all right. Yeah, Pensman's tired from driving. I know what that's like, man. Whew.
9-hour drive. Ooh,
The drives I took from Pittsburgh to come down here. Man,
Yeah.
that's a 6-7 hour drive. And if you get slow pokes out there and you get the state police everywhere and you can't put your foot on the pedal,
Yeah.
you know. So, you know what? I might end up being dangerous, Brian. I want to talk to you about something here real quick. I had to stop at the Dodge dealership on Friday. I had to go get this test done, you know, for my leg. Remember what happened? I had to go to the hospital.
Yeah.
So I had to go get this test, and I'll find out what happened tomorrow when I go to my wound care appointment. So I stopped at the Dodge dealership because I drive a Chrysler van.
Yeah.
And I had to stop there to go pick up a license plate holder because I got my Maryland credentials and everything done for my van. And you have to have your license plate inside of one of those holders on the front. Now, usually in most states, they just let you put the plate on as is, but not in Maryland.
We don't have to worry about that putting on the front. We just have
not
it on
in Maryland. Maryland, you got to put the plate there. So I went in there to go get it, and I had to walk through the showroom to get to the parts department.
Oh no!
And I saw a black, beautiful looking Dodge Charger.
Oh no, Ralph. Did you want to buy it? Did you want to buy it?
Yeah, I want to buy it. I'm really looking into buying it, possibly. I don't want the headache of having to have, you know, double insurance or whatever and double, you know, whatever. But I tell you what, man, if I can get in that car, I'm going, because I had a Crown Victoria once with a police motor I got from an auction.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, man, I blew some people off the road. I blew a Tesla, I blew a BMW, I blew a Corvette, and I blew a Camaro all off the road. So,
gee whiz,
you know,
I bet you
when I had that Crown Victoria.
Yeah, I bet you were like, "Where's the money? Where's my money at?"
No, the guy said, "What are you going to do, finance or whatever?" I said, "No." I said, "All I got to do is make a phone call and you'll have it." So, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And so, you know, but, you know, I'm seriously looking into it. My wife and I have had a conversation. We're sort of 50-50 right now. We don't know. We might do it. We might not. I don't know. So we'll see.
Dream car. I can see you driving it.
Man, you know what? I looked at, and get this. You ready for this?
Yeah.
It has only 1,500 miles on it. It was owned by a senior citizen, and he never hardly drove it. He only used it for car shows. That was it.
Wow. That's incredible.
That was it. Yeah, that was it. So I'm not going to tell you what the price is on it, but I tell you what, man, it is beautiful looking car. I got to tell you.
Oh, man. That's a good story right there.
Yeah, it is. I'm seriously considering it, but we're still looking at it. So we'll see what happens. So, you know, but anyway, let's get back to the task at hand, or the topic.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, as I always say. All right. Shamar Moore, Michigan. This has been the big drama case here. I also want to send my condolences and prayers to the families of the University of Brown.
Yeah,
I don't know if those of you know, in Providence, Rhode Island, the University of Brown, some meathead, idiot, stupid, never takes a vacation. Excuse my language here. Stupid never takes a vacation. Decided to go there and go on a shooting range or on a shooting rampage. So here we are. Back in the day, Brian, it used to be the mail system. It used to be the post offices. It used to be that stuff. Now it's the universities. This university maybe was involved in the growing of eggs in the back of their campus, and this guy didn't like it. I'm just using it as an example. We don't know exactly what it is. Right now, they're looking at mental health. Right now, they're investigating a bunch of stuff, and we're going to find out exactly what happened. This kid wasn't even a student there. So And another thing, how he got on campus and how he got the weapon is the biggest thing. He has a mental health case profile. He shouldn't even have had that weapon. So we'll let that go. That's for another time. But I want to send my condolences and prayers to the families of the University of Brown and to the students there, because that's traumatic. I mean, to see something like that come up with the, So anyway, but let's get back to Michigan. Shemar Moore in what we used to call the Who's Gal. He's in jail. Wearing a stencil, wearing a number. He has a jail uniform on. This is another example of stupid never takes a vacation here, because how in the world would you with the reputation of coaching and making money as the head coach at Michigan, why would you do this? This just makes me angry. Go ahead, Brian.
Well, see, here's my point of view, and I'm not going to try to get into all this stuff.
No, I'm not either. But,
he should have. What he should have done was face the reality. And Ralph, this would be me. Okay,
right.
I'm going to put it in my terms. If I was called cheating as a coach on my kids or my wife, whatever, I would want to make a public announcement saying, "Hey, I'm sorry that I made a mistake. Yeah, I did do this. I did do that.
Right.
But please don't go over to somebody's house and say you're going to kill, hurt yourself. That was the biggest thing. You go over to the house and you try to say, hey, I'm going to hurt myself. This is crazy in a way of doing that. Yeah, you want to take the responsibility, come out and say it, and then maybe they'll see you a different way. But just don't do what you did and try to hurt yourself. You made you look self bad. Now you're never going to coach again. You've killed all the opportunity, of everything. Yeah, I did this stuff, came out and make a public mistake and say, hey, I'm sorry this happened to my wife, my kids. I apologize for everyone involved, for the victims. And you come out better as a person. And now he could be in jail for 3 to 5 years or whatever else. And, you never know what his mind of state is going to be when he comes out.
No, not at all. Not at all.
I mean,
yeah, exactly. And you know what? He was making $30 million. $30 million.
And he had a good job too.
He had a good job. He had the best job around. One of the best reputation type of a universe. Well, I wouldn't say that. They've been involved in recruiting violations, but a reputable university. And now I feel bad for the recruits, because now they got to get out of Michigan if they don't want to be there, and they got to go somewhere else because they don't know who the coach is going to be.
Yeah, they don't even still know who the coach is.
Exactly. No one knows who it could be. It could be the popcorn vendor for all we know. But what I'm saying is that, this guy really, really did it to himself. And I'm going to give you another example here. The University of Pittsburgh, in their infinite wisdom, decided to rehire Steve Peterson, who was the athletic director at one time, assistant to the assistant in the movie theater in Nebraska under Tom Osborne. The first time around, he came in the 90s. He did a really good job. Came back in 2004 because Nebraska fired him. Then he went to another university and was in charge of a department, got fired. Mark Nortenberg at the time, who was the chancellor of the University of Pittsburgh, really liked Steve, brought him back. Well, Steve Peterson, of course, just like any other athletic director, wanted his own coach. He fired Dave Wannstedt, which he shouldn't have done, because Wannstedt would have been another Joe Paterno. He would have stayed there forever at Pitt, okay? He was a good recruiter, good salesman at the university, was a shove a square peg into a round hole kind of a coach, did some boneheaded stuff, lost some games he should have won. That happens all the time. But anyway, they went ahead, he fired Wannstedt, and next thing you know, we ended up trying to hire 3 different coaches. First, they interviewed Paul Chryst. They didn't hire him. He was with Wisconsin at the time as their offensive coordinator. Got a recommendation from Barry Alvarez. They didn't hire him at first. Then they went and they interviewed Todd Graham. I call him Fraud Graham because of what he did to the Pitt program. Okay, he's a fraud. He went around talking about, we're going to go up the left lane. We're going to do this high-powered offense. Mike Norvell was one of his offensive coordinators from Florida State. And then Michael Hayward came into the picture. Head coach at Miami of Ohio. They hadn't been to championships, and Ben Roethlisberger was the quarterback there. Took him to a couple MAC championships, took him to a bowl game here and there. He had an 80-year-old offensive coordinator with 6 plays in the playbook, kind of like the the Remember the Titan story with Herman Boone. Boone only had like 6 or 8 plays in his playbook, in that movie. And that's a true story, by the way. So anyway, just like he had an 80-year-old offensive coordinator, they were all going to come to Pitt. He ended up getting arrested for a domestic thing. Pitt fired him. They went back. They tried to hire Chris. Chris already got another job. So then they ended up hiring Fraud Graham. And Fraud Graham lasted 1 year, and then he went ahead and left for Arizona State. And didn't even tell anybody, just up and got out. And then and that's why they have these high buyout clauses now, because coaches can't just up and leave or whatever, that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And so he went ahead, he got up and left, and we ended up with Paul Chryst for a few years. So, there's another classic example of hiring a coach, hiring somebody, and doing boneheaded stuff like that. Michael Hayward's one of them. Now he works at a sporting goods store, and he's a manager. That's what he's doing now. He's not even coaching. So Shamar Moore probably be working at a grocery store or working like Michael Hayward or whatever. Your reputation's poor now. You screwed up, Shamar Moore. You should have never did this. And it's just, I'm lost for words.
Yeah, I'm lost for words too.
Involving Michigan again. Michigan's been involved in all these different scandals. There was one with Harbaugh there and everything else. And now you've got another one. So, does Michigan survive this? And can they play this, Brian? Go ahead.
My thing, you got to think about this too. They're playing in the Cheez-It Bowls in a couple of days.
Yeah, I know.
Against Texas. How is that going to look? How many players are actually going to say,
I'm Mickey Delaney.
All
right, Mickey.
How is a players going to react to this bowl now? Are they just going to wing it?
Yes, exactly. That's Mike. Or are they going to play for the interim coach? I mean, you know what I mean?
Are they going to just give up and go, okay, whoever,
Exactly.
By the way,
I know I talk a lot and I give a lot of examples about the University of Pittsburgh. That's because I cover that. All right.
Hey, Ralph. Also, let's not forget this week we have a couple games that are actually going to start Tuesday.
Yeah, bowl games.
We have the bowl games. Jacksonville State against Troy. That happens on Tuesday.
Yes.
You got South Florida against Old Dominion on that Wednesday.
Now, my question is, Old Dominion actually has a good football team. They've had one for a few years now, just like Coastal Carolina. Yeah. All right, those two teams. I will, and Delaware. Delaware's even has a good
exactly.
Team. It's been since Joe Flacco that Delaware's hasn't been that great. So I mean, but going back to this, James Madison. I mean, they're a good football team. So anyway, my question is, do we take South? I mean, we took South Florida on Saturday. Myself, Jeremy Ballrick, and Ryan Neal from Amped Up Sports. I want to thank those guys for filling in for you and Pensman on Saturday. We took South Florida with an interim coach. Now, my question is, are those players going to play for this coach? That's my question.
You never know.
You don't know, and I don't know where South Florida's going with their search. So.
But you remember, I told you a couple of weeks ago that South Florida Bulls are going to try to move up in the big ranks in a couple of years too.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
They're going to be there.
Yeah. They're going to get out of that. I think they're in that AAC. That American Athletic Conference with Temple and Memphis, or some of these other teams that are in there.
And then on Wednesday, you got Delaware.
Cincinnati got out of there, went to the Big 12. They had a bad year this year, Cincinnati. But I think they're in a bowl game though. I think they squeezed it out and got in.
And that Wednesday, you got Delaware against Louisville. Yeah, something.
Yeah, Louisville fell. I mean, Louisville was going real good.
Louisville, whatever that is.
Louisville.
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 And then you got that Thursday.
Want to hear my Louisville joke?
Yeah.
All right. There was these two guys. They were in Burger King.
Okay.
And they're in Burger King in Louisville, and they're arguing back and forth. They're going Louisville. So there's a clerk there mopping the floors, picking up trays, and he says, "Excuse me, can you tell me where we are?" And he says, "Yeah, you're in Burger King."
That's actually funny. Arkansas State against Missouri State, and that's on a Thursday. On Friday, you got the Myrtle Beach Bowl. Western Michigan against Kennesaw State. That's going to be actually a good game. And then also at Raymond James Stadium.
Vikings touchdown here. Excuse me. Yeah. 7-6 now. in the
Yeah.
first quarter. So
Yep, and then they scored again. Well, they actually kicked the field goal.
okay, so there you
So
go.
yeah, and then they got Raymond James Stadium, NC State against Memphis. That's on Friday, and then that's all for the weekend until that Monday of the next when you got
Yes.
Utah State against
You
Washington.
know, NC State's another team that Dave Doran's a good coach, but it's just a
Yeah.
concept that every year they come up short. I
Oh yeah,
mean,
every
you
year.
know, yeah, every year. But Dave Doran's a great coach. I mean, he had that team going real good. I like NC State. I went to visit Raleigh about 5-6 years ago to take care of some family
Yeah.
business. My aunt passed away, and I had to go down there and deal with her affairs. And I was down there for, I'd say, about close to a month. And I liked it. I was going to move down there. I mean, I was actually
it's a
going to
nice
stay
place.
down there and
I've been
everything.
to
It's beautiful down there.
years ago.
But then COVID hit, and I heard it turned into a real ruckus down there, so I didn't bother going back.
Yeah,
So,
it's a nice stadium. I've been there
I
once.
was outside of it. I mean, I drove around campus. You know,
I went to a Clemson NC State game, and it was cold though. I remember that. It's a big stadium though. It's a huge stadium, you know, and they got the big wolves there. So you know.
Yeah, that's why they're called the Wolf Pack. You
Yeah.
know, so. And then there's the PNC Arena where the Carolina Hurricanes play. You know, so. But I fell in love with the city. I love Raleigh. I mean, but and then I was at a transportation convention a few years back because I used to be involved in public transit, and I was at a convention. I spoke to the head of the Raleigh transit system, and I said, "How's Raleigh these days?" He said, "We're coming back after COVID." I said, "Oh, okay."
Okay.
He said, "It's taken us a few years. They had a progressive mayor down there. I'm not going to go into the politics of it. They had a progressive mayor down there, some big problems during COVID. I was supposed to go down there in 2020. My hotel called me and said, don't come down here. We're closing the city up. I said, okay. So
bye-bye to that.
It was Ocean City. We were going to go to Baltimore, see my father, and then we were going to drive down to Raleigh. Neither the father nor the Raleigh happened. We ended up stuck in here in Ocean City, which was fine. We just stayed here. We didn't go.
Yeah, exactly.
Anywhere. So where we were safe. So there you go.
Yeah.
You know.
There you go.
They were firebombing houses, the police chief, and I'm not going to go into it, but the hotel called me, said, Mr. Williams, don't come down here. Or they're closing the city up. I said, oh my gosh. Wow.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, some police incident happened and then COVID and all that stuff. It was just bad. So I haven't gone back since. And when I asked that guy, he said, we're slowly coming around. We got rid of that progressive mayor. And I said, I see. Okay. That was 2 years ago. So I don't know what they're doing now, you know, so.
But, yeah,
you know,
but it's been a good show though tonight. Though
it has. This has been a great show. We gave you some college news. We also did the NFL tonight. It was great having you on, Brian. We missed you yesterday, and I know you were with Brandon Keeler down there in Easley, South Carolina, and you also were with Pensman Sports. Pensman, he's been here twice at my house. He's a great friend. You are likewise, as well as Brandon Keeler. It's great to have good media friends like you guys and the rest of the family at the Sports Nuts. So, you know, and but anyway, just to bring you up to speed, don't forget on Tuesday, the Sports Corner Show with me, Ralph Williams, Smoke, and Jim Frazier. We have a friend of Brandon Keeler who's going to be on with us. His name's Dwayne Wilson. And Dwayne's going to be on to talk with us about athletes and mental health. I've never covered anything like that or had any guests like that on there, so we're going to pursue that. I'll be in touch with Dwayne to go over topics and things like that this week, but he'll be on. Jeremy Balrick will join us from the Huddle Sports Network and the Kneecap Biting and the Detroit Lions to talk about the Detroit Lions, who are playing the Pittsburgh Steelers on Sunday. Sunday. They're playing the Steelers at Ford Field. That's going to be an interesting game. But first, as another Tomlinism would say, I'm worried about Miami Dolphins first before we worry about Detroit. So there you go. One game at a time, as they say. So you can't get too far ahead of yourself. Steelers got about 3 games left after Miami. They got Detroit, Cleveland, and Baltimore again. So we're going to find out where they go. They have to win these games. They have to keep they have to keep the motor running and hope it doesn't sputter. We'll see what they do against the Dolphins, who are a team. Now, I want to tell you this, Brian.
Okay.
I saw pictures of this, and I should have downloaded it and put it on tonight. Last night, the Miami Dolphins landed in Pittsburgh at 9 p.m. last night. Okay.
Yeah.
9 p.m. They immediately got off the airplane, got on a coach bus, and went to a local high school field and practiced out
Good
in
for
the
them.
cold weather, in the snow.
No, they need to do that.
Yeah. So Mike McDaniel, excuse me. There's too many McDaniels, McDonald's, McConnells, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Mike McDaniel is not a stupid person. This guy is smart, and he knows exactly what he's doing. Yeah, Dwayne is amazing, Brandon. Yes, I had a conversation with a very nice guy. So we're gonna. I appreciate you introducing him to me, and we're gonna have him on. It's gonna be great. So, all right, NFL into the first quarter. Cowboys tied with the Vikings 7-all. So there you go.
There you go.
All right. So anyway, for Miami to do that, if I'm the Steelers, I'd be careful with this game. This could be a trap game, and Miami has won 4 games in a row. And to see that last night should have waken up the Steelers, because you got to come out with your A game on Monday night, or else you're going to lose. And if you lose, the Ravens won today. So if you're going to lose, you better not, or you're not going to be where you think you're going to be. And this might be the first year, the year that Mike Tomlin doesn't get his winning record. And I hope it is, because you know why? I want him out. All right? I do, seriously. The Steeler fans want him out. We're tired of the same old, same old. And I'm going to use a saying that I use all the time. Same shame. And what I mean by same shame is it's the same thing, and it's a shame that it's the same thing.
Yep.
All right? That's my thing I use. I use it all the time. Same shame. All right? And shame on you, Mike Tomlin, for having yes men as coaches instead of bringing in top quality coaches, because you don't want nobody to be smarter than you. All right. You get out-coached all the time. Your teams are never ready. You bring in all these free agents that are 34, 35 years old. And I get that. You like experience. You don't like rookies. I get that. All right. I really get it. But what I'm angry about is the fact that you jeopardize because of your stubbornness and bullheadedness. And please, I don't want to hear this. Mike Tomlin, if you ever were to go to the Giants or the Jets, the New York media will eat you alive. Do not say, please, I don't want to hear anyone tell me that Mike Tomlin will eat them alive. No, the New York media is the most powerful media there is in the entire country. And don't tell me that the New York media won't need to eat you alive if you were ever to get one of those jobs. Tell me. I'll tell you they will. Yeah. Okay? All right? I've had numerous arguments with numerous people, key people, all across the country on podcasts, on radio shows. I've had guests on. I've argued about Mike Tomlin. All right. Oh, you should be lucky to have Mike Tomlin. What, lucky to be 9-8 every year? Lucky to not go to the Super Bowl? Nope. Lucky. Hey, I'll tell you what. Bill Cowher only won 1 Super Bowl, but he was too, just like Tomlin. But he holds the record for the most AFC championship games that he went to. Okay. And his teams were competitive, even though he had a couple bad seasons. All right. Mike Tomlin, in this day and age, you need to go. Your wife has a very nice clothing line. She makes a lot of money with it. Why don't you go help her market it and get away from the Steelers? Steelers need to rebuild. They need to retool, restructure, get another coach in here with a different attitude that don't bring in these yes men, all right, as assistant coaches. That's my rant for this tonight.
Yep.
All right, and it makes me angry. And now the fans have finally listened to me when I said shame on you two for accepting mediocrity, and now they're starting to boom. So there you go. They're now starting to ask for him to be fired at games. All right.
Well, they need to.
Yes, exactly. They do need to, and it's finally time for the fans to start getting involved. And because I called the fans out. I did. I've called them out many times.
Yeah.
Said, do you accept mediocrity? You got a season ticket, tickets, and you sit there and you watch this mediocre team. That's why I've called him Mediocre Mike for many years. That's why I've called him now he's called 9-8 Mike, because he's going to be 9-8 again, or 8-9. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. He's got 2 years left on his contract. Steelers don't fire coaches in the middle of the season toward the end. They wait till the season's over. I think he's going to step down at the end of this contract. I don't think he's going to be back with the Steelers. He'll be asked to step down. All right. Rooney the second's getting ready to retire. He's going to hand the reins over to his brothers and his kids, okay, to run the team. And I hope they do a better job than he has. All right. Yep. Because the Steelers never want to admit, Brian, that they're wrong. They don't. They never want to admit that they're wrong. And I'm tired of it. And as a Steeler, someone that covers them, and as I used to be a fan, now I'm somebody that covers them. All right. I'm very critical of the fact, and I've never liked Mike Tomlin for a long time here because of what he's done. He ran out 2 good coaches in Bruce Arians and Dick LeBeau. All right. And then when I found out that he ran out some other good coaches like Mike Munchak. All right. Mike Munchak was available. He said, I'll never go back to Pittsburgh. I can't work with Mike Tomlin. All right. So there you go. All right.
Yeah.
And I've said this many times and I'll say it again. All right, Brandon, I hope you're not mad at me. All right. If the Steelers go to the Super Bowl in any way, shape, or form while Mike Tomlin is the head coach, I will do all my shows naked. Okay? That is what I'm talking about. I'm willing to do that because, again, everybody here is going to know that I'm right when I said the Steelers will never go to another Super Bowl with Mike Tomlin.
Yeah.
And you know what? Maybe this time I will get the respect I deserve from the Pittsburgh media and the rest of the country. Okay?
There you go. Yeah. But anyway.
Anything you want us to talk about?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
I'm sorry that you had to listen to that.
And I know. No, it's all true. I've heard it from you and Pinsman. I mean, I know how frustrating it is to, as my team is the 49ers, and it's been bad.
Cal Shanahan's got some egg on his face too. You know what I mean?
So he's got some more problems there, but we'll discuss that later.
I'm hearing. Oh, Titans. Here we go. I did hear a name, Robert Saleh.
Oh, okay.
I did hear Robert Saleh. I also heard Robert Saleh could be going to the Raiders because I hear Pete Carroll could get fired at the end of the year.
Oh, geez, that'd be 1 year contract.
Well, you know what? Hey. Another Bill Belichick situation like it is in North Carolina. I mean, I don't see the Raiders. I don't know what the Raiders are going to do. Since everybody laughed at Al Davis, for when he drafted Sebastian Janikowski and did some dumb things with coaches and stuff like that. But Al Davis knew how to run a team. His kids, they don't. I mean, they're not very good at running his football team at all. And you see the result of it. So, I mean, And Al Davis, if he was still alive, he wouldn't put up with this. I mean,
he's probably turned over in his grave too.
Yeah, so. Exactly. And God bless Jerry Jones for still being around.
Yeah,
as much as he, look at what he's done. But he's. I also heard Mike McCarthy's name come up. I also heard that name come up for the Titans job. So we'll see what happens. Brandon Keeler with Atlanta. Or what are they going to do with Raheem Morris at the end of the year? I'm hearing one and done up in the Jets with Aaron Glenn. I'm hearing that story now. The New York media. What did I tell you? The New York media can be brutal up there. The Giants, that vacancy still there. I'm hearing Jason Garrett could be going back to that. I don't know.
Jason Garrett would be a good coach for that.
Who?
Jason Garrett would be a good coach for that.
Absolutely. I'm hearing his name popping up now. So you got guys out there. I heard Tom Brady's name come up for a job. I mean, he owns the Raiders, part of the Raiders. I don't know what he can do or whatever. His name's even come up. So there are rumors. We'll see what happens as we go. But those names are the names so far that I've heard that have come up for those jobs. So we'll see where it goes. Mm-hmm. Raheem Morris, I'm predicting he's going to get fired. And I think if Mike McDaniel loses to the Steelers this week, I think at the end of the year he could be gone. Let's just quickly take a look at some of these coaches. I'm hearing again Aaron Glenn one and done. I'm trying to figure out Stefanski could be on a hot seat in Cleveland. I'm thinking of that. I've heard inklings of Zach Taylor with the Bengals. I don't know. Joe Burrow's becoming a MASH case. And, so we'll see what happens, you know. And, that's been a circulated rumor in Cincinnati. WKRP. So, and I want to say congratulations to the Liam Cohen, Ben Johnson, Mike Vrabel, first-year coaches. Well, Mike Vrabel's not a first-time coach, but this is his second turn around as a coach, and look what he's done at New England. I mean, New England was nothing after Belichick left, and now look where they are. And I don't know who else I can think of right now that's up on a hot seat, but there's a few, and we will find out what happens. So.
Yep. Pensman's back, but
Pensman, you're back, man. Too bad. We're getting ready to go off the air here.
Yeah, that's right. We're about to close it up, man.
We're getting ready to close. Any final thoughts, Brian, before we go?
No, I'm pretty much good, and I'm just ready to watch a little bit more football tonight. So
yep, and check out my new RW Media ski hat.
There you go. Merch.
That's right.
RW Media merch.
That's right. That's right. Merchandising and
merchandising. Yeah, there you go.
That's right. I'm going to show up tomorrow at my doctor's appointment, and they're going to be like, "Where'd you get that? You got a ski hat now?" I said, "That's right, I do." So
the merch is growing, right? Right, Ralph?
That's right. It's growing. That's right. Well, I haven't decided whether I'm going to market it or not. Send them out. I don't want to go through all that packaging stuff and all that stuff. I just don't have the time.
Yeah,
or the money to do it. And you don't really make a lot of money on them. Things are expensive now, and so I'm just going to market it as is. I only got 5 of these. I got one for my mom, my wife, and myself, and 2 extras. I only got 5 to try them out, see if I like them. So
keep your ears warm.
Hey, that's right. It really does.
Hey, you might just wear it. Hey, you might just wear it to sleep one night.
No, that won't happen. I have the heat going pretty good in here. And,
okay.
And I got my beautiful wife to keep me warm too. So
there you go. There you go.
So so all right, everybody. Thank you for being part of the program. Thank you as well. Don't forget this Wednesday, Philadelphia WWDB 860 AM, the Ralph Williams Show. We got a lot to talk about this week. So 3 to 4 p.m. Don't forget the ever-growing the Ralph Williams Show. Don't forget about that as well. Sports Corner on Tuesday, 4 to 5 and 5 to 6 Wrestle Talk, which will be broadcasted here on the Sports Nuts Network. We have a lot to talk about on Wrestle Talk this week. The John Cena retirement match, which didn't go the way I thought it was going to go, but that's beside the point. We'll talk about that Tuesday. And also, don't forget 4 to 5 Sports Corner Radio Show. So I have Dwayne Thomas coming on, and I also have Jeremy Ballrick coming on to talk about the Detroit Lions as the Steelers get ready to play the Lions next Sunday after a short week and Monday Night Football this week against the Miami Dolphins. So, all right, for Brian Pettit and Tiger Stripes Media.
Ralph, I got one other thing to say before you do all that. Also on Tuesday, the Sports Note will be going at 7:30. We'll be talking about how our channels can grow as a whole.
Oh, that's a good.
We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about what happened this weekend, and we're going to talk about other things, coaching and all the other above on the Sports Nut. So I will be there. Hopefully, Pensman will be there, and all the other. So I just wanted to shout out that. But you can find me on Tiger Stripes Media on all the platforms. So hit that subscribe button and come on in and tell me. And also, Ralph, before we go, if anybody has any suggestions or anything that they want to talk to us about or anything, you can email me at Brian Pettit on radio at outlook.com. So please, I'd love to see some emails from anybody that's out there wanting a suggestion. So that's what it is, And also, Ralph, one last thing: be kind, be safe, and love each other. And
I have something to say too, and that is by all means, and especially if you live up in Pennsylvania, there, all that snow they're getting up there, and in the Midwest, and we're getting hit here a little bit. Look, I saw some videos that'll make your head spin. I don't want to see you getting flown away in a helicopter to a hospital. Slow down. Take it slow. If you can't drive in the snow, don't.
Don't.
All right, don't. Please, by all means, and I say this every time, be safe. Thank you.
Thank you.
And please, God bless.